I think you haven't heard anything about this book, Las Eras del Viento.
No.
The Eras of the Wind, or the Ages of the Wind. It was published in 2006. It's one poem, a long poem, divided in chapters or sections. The first one is a poemario or prologue, and then it has a first part which is Hurricane, and then a second part, Genesis, third part, Poetry, Dictatorship, Redemption, Skepticism, Almoneda, which is a mercurial, or they say the interest in money, you know, and the epilogue, the conclusion. And then Mateo was kind enough, as always, willing, a very nice guy, to translate a piece, a fragment of the skepticism.
Yeah. This is your translation here, Mateo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful that we get the Deborah, I think, follow it.
So I will be reading Spanish, and I'm Moses, and this is my Cuban American Aaron.
Okay.
my voice. He will read in English.
I'll do my best, yeah.
So how are you going to do this? You're going to read in Spanish and then he's going to read in English after you?
What, one paragraph at a time?
Yeah,
one at a time. En el principio fue la duda, y el desconfiado de la ciudad inverosímil bebió en silencio su pobre aguardiente para olvidar, y de tanto olvidar se olvidó de creer, y de tanto olvidar se olvidó de rezar.
In the beginning was doubt, and the citified, improbable doubter drank his bad whiskey in silence in order to forget, and from so much forgetting he forgot to believe, and from so much forgetting he forgot to pray.
Y Dios, no afirmo ni niego su existencia, nos abandonó un día y dejó morir a mi hermano, que era bueno, y dejó morir a tu madre, a nuestros hijos, y terminamos tullidos de esperanza, llorando amargamente y sin consuelo por las calles de la ciudad agnóstica.
And God, I don't affirm or deny his existence, abandoned us one day and let my brother who was good die, and let your mother and our children die, and we ended up paralyzed with hope, weeping bitterly, and without relief in the streets of the agnostic city.
Quedaron las plazas vacías, los cafés abandonados, los bares y hoteles desiertos, se silenciaron las calles bajo la reverberación del sol, y el dolor se confundió con una dulce agonía.
The squares were empty, the cafes abandoned, the bars and hotels deserted, the streets silenced. Beneath the reverberation of the sun, and the pain became a sweet agony.
El ciego, sordo, mudo, no creyó que la vida tuviera sentido, ni creyó en el destino como un diseño celeste, y se retiró a su casa y dejó de soñar con el huracán que elevaría la barca a los cielos con 1.000.000 de elegidos.
The blind, deaf, dumb, didn't believe that life had meaning, nor did he believe in destiny as a celestial design, and he went home and stopped dreaming of the hurricane that would lift the ship up to the heavens with 1,000,000 chosen ones.
El predicador que apareció un día en la plaza fue tomado por charlatán, lapidado sin compasión. El poeta que quiso alcanzar la luz más alta fue motivo de risa. El boticario que anunció la panacea del dolor fue injuriado. El político que prometió villas y castillos fue abucheado.
The preacher, who appeared one day in the square, was taken for a charlatan, stoned to death without compassion. The poet, who wanted to reach the highest light, was the butt of jokes. The pharmacist who discovered the panacea of pain was insulted. The politician who promised villas and castles was jeered.
Se descreyó de la sonrisa y el rocío se descreyó de la palabra. Se pensó que era odio lo que en realidad fue amor. Se asesinó al padre, se traicionó al amigo, se desconfió de la esposa y del vecino con más razón. La prueba irrefutable se convirtió en irrisoria, el silogismo en juego, la evidencia provocó burlas, de tal manera que ni la existencia del sol pudo convencer al suspicaz de la forma esférica de la tierra.
They stopped believing in smiles and the morning dew and words and thought that love was hate. They killed their fathers, betrayed their friends, mistrusted their wives, and with more reason their neighbors. Irrefutable proof became ridiculous. Syllogisms became games. Evidence inspired jokes, to the extent that not even the existence of the sun could convince the suspicious of the spherical form of the earth.
Se desescribieron los libros en palabras, pirro quidem ipsem nullum reliquit opus. Se menospreciaron los metafísicos, las bibliotecas se convirtieron en museos de aporías, se refutaron los dogmáticos, la cátedra y el palio quedaron vacíos, se condenaron los sofistas, el ágora al atardecer se pobló de porfías, toda carne dudó.
Books were unwritten. Piro quidem ipse nullum reliquit opus. They despised the metaphysicians. Libraries were converted into museums, aporias. They refuted the dogmatics. The cathedral and the tent were emptied. The sophists were condemned. The agora at sunset was full of argument. The flesh doubted.
Y en la ciudad pirrónica me senté a contemplar la tarde indolente. Pasó un pájaro rauda flecha en el cielo, y también pasó Anaxarco, mi maestro, sin detenerse a verme. Agonizaron las hojas de un otoño temprano, en la memoria desleí los versos que hablaban de mi infancia, y fui feliz en la sucesión sosegada de las noches y los días.
And in the skeptic city I sat down to contemplate an indolent afternoon. A bird flew by, a fast feather in the sky. An anaxco, my master, also flew by without stopping to see me. The leaves of an early fall died. In my memory I unread the verses that spoke of my childhood, and in the peaceful succession of nights and days I was happy.
Y no entendí la esencia del puente ni la piedra, o la infinita arena en la playa, ni el porqué de la rosa y su osadía, o el proceloso mar en mi memoria, ni las inusitadas formas de la dicha, y es que las cosas, no afirmo ni niego, parecen alejarse de sí mismas cuando no estoy o no comprendo.
And I didn't understand the essence of the bridge or the stone, or the infinity of sand on the beach, or the why of the rose or its daring, or the tempestuous sea in my memory, or the unusual forms of happiness. And it was that things I neither affirm nor deny seem to distance themselves from themselves when I am not there or don't understand.
Toda carne enmudeció y no escribí ningún libro.
All flesh became speechless, and I didn't write any book.